So I want to share with you a little story about how I got started in hydroponics. My story began when I lived in Kansas City, Missouri. Me and my family did. I wanted to grow tomatoes. In fact, I wanted to start an heirloom tomato plant nursery business. This right here was something that I really wanted to do, and something that I had dreamed of doing. In fact, times were tough for me and my family. So that's when I decided, you know what, I want to be able to make some extra money. I want to grow and sell heirloom tomatoes because you cannot find these things in the grocery stores these days. I also wanted to grow my own garden outside using earthbox container gardens, which was a fantastic way to grow tomatoes. And another thing I like about Kansas City is that it actually had a 6A growing season. My family and I were relocated from Kansas City, Missouri to Great Falls, Montana by the United States Air Force. I was blessed to go from the Air National Guard to active duty Air Force, which was a blessing, but it also presented a huge problem. Great Falls, Montana had a much shorter growing season. You're going from a 6A growing season to a 4A growing season. Now, how much of a problem this was? You only had 3 months to be able to grow whatever you wanted, if you were lucky enough to have that. There in Great Falls, Montana, it can snow any time of the year, and also the temperatures would go below freezing quite often. So for me to be able to grow the long season tomatoes and such that need over 90 days to produce fruit and ripen, that right there produced a huge problem for me in being able to grow my garden. Not to mention, I did not have much of experience at all being able to grow and sell tomato plants and shipping them long distances or whatever. I didn't have a greenhouse. I didn't have the experience. So this right here presented a huge problem that I had to figure something out. I tried to grow by a greenhouse. I did not understand the concepts of using a greenhouse. I really did not understand okay, is this going to extend my growing season? Is this going to help me out in being able to grow my tomatoes and such? I just did not understand. I lacked knowledge. I lacked the skills and everything that I needed to be able to grow full-size tomato plants. I had to dig into the books and I had to learn. I had to educate myself and understand what it took to grow tomatoes indoors or any other fruit or vegetable indoors, and what it required for me to use high intensity discharge lighting. But solutions were actually on the way. So the solution came about when I decided that I needed to change my path. Instead of me growing and selling heirloom tomato plants like I wanted to, I just had to accept the fact that, okay, I'm living in a cold growing climate. I'm not going to be able to grow full-size tomato plants outdoors. But what about indoors? I had to learn to think outside the box. So then I started getting into the books and I started to read and study and understand about hydroponic gardening. Since 2011, I have been growing with hydroponics and I never looked back. A lot of my gardens that I grow today, I grow them indoors with hydroponics and I grow them underneath LED grow lights. When I first started, I had T5 high outputs, but today I use LEDs. I hope this story inspires you to get inspired to growing with hydroponics and to understand that there is nothing that you cannot do. So get out there, start growing your fruits and vegetables with hydroponics. I'm John Jr., and this is the Emerald Thumb. Take care of yourselves. God bless. Bye-bye.